Hello, here we are with an unboxing and hands-on with the LG Stylus 2. This is a mid-range handset, and as the name would imply, it has a stylus, which makes it a little bit unique in comparison to a lot of devices available on the market today. Kind of reminiscent of Samsung's Galaxy Note series with the stylus, but not quite so feature-rich on the Stylus 2 here, and a little bit cheaper, but very functional handset nonetheless. So this is the official retail packaging. Just give you a quick spin of that here. This is the UK specification device, available for £259, including VAT at the time of recording. On the side of the device, we've got a few details and things to tease us about the phone. We've got this pen pop, which comes from the stylus. We've got a 5.7-inch IPS HD display. We've got a 13 megapixel rear and 8 megapixel front camera, and we've got digital audio broadcast. Yes, this actually has a DAB radio built in on top of the FM radio. And you'll see on the side here we've got the copper or brown color, and the model is actually the K520. So let's open it up and show you what you get in the box. So first of all, we have the Stylus 2 handset itself, which we'll come back to in a moment. And then if we go further into the box, we've got the quick start guide for the K520 English. There is a 24-month warranty with this device. We then have a white 3-pin UK mains adapter with USB port on the end. That's for connecting the provided USB cable to for charging. And this charger has a 1.2 amp output. The device doesn't support fast charging. We then have a user removable battery, and this is quite an impressive battery in terms of the actual size of it, because it's a 3000 milliamp hour battery, so that should last you easily a full working day with the Stylus 2, because although it has a large screen and an HD resolution, it's been optimized to maximize battery performance. We then have a white USB cable. This is standard USB to micro USB, not USB Type-C or anything like that. So that connects to the provided mains adapter for charging the handset, or you can use the cable independently to connect to a computer if you choose. And then lastly, we have a set of in-ear headphones, again white in color, inline microphone, and also a clip on here for attaching to clothes, and that's so ideal if you want to do a little bit of hands-free calling with this Stylus 2. So let's take a little bit of a closer look at the Stylus 2 handset itself. So we've got the pen pop, we've got the 5.7-inch display on the front here, and digital audio broadcast. Let's just remove this screen protector and reveal the large screen there. Quite glossy and reflective under this light. It has a 720 by 1080p resolution, 5.7 inches diagonally IPS display there. We've got the front-facing 8 megapixel camera. We've got a notification light and various sensors. We've got the earpiece. We've got the LG logo down here at the bottom. The buttons are built into the software. There's no physical buttons. On the right-hand side of the device, we've got a bit of plastic over here just because it's brand new, but there's no buttons or anything down the side. On the bottom of the handset, we've got the micro USB ports. We've got a microphone, and then we've got the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left side, no buttons or controls. And then on the top, we have another microphone. And up here in the upper right-hand corner, we have the stylus, and we can pull that out like so. So that's how you actually access the stylus or pen for the Stylus 2. It only goes in and out one way. You can't actually put it in the wrong way. It just simply won't let you. Then if we turn the device over, you can really see the copper brown color now. It's kind of got like a brushed feel to the plastic. It is plastic, but it's grippy, and you can hear that, so it's got a bit of texture to it. You've got the loudspeaker, you've got the LG logo. On the back here, we've got the rear mounted power and volume keys. We've got the rear 13 megapixel camera with LED flash. And then what we can do, little recess on the side. We can pull off the back cover, and this is where we pop in the battery. So like I say earlier, it was a 3000 milliamp hour battery, so we pop that in there. And just above, we've got the nano SIM card slot and the micro SD card slot. We've also got NFC built into the phone just up here to the left-hand side of the camera, so you can use NFC products with the Stylus too. Now, we have set this up before, so we're just going to power it up and we'll show you a little bit of the interface whilst it's booting up. Allow me to explain, it's got a 1.2 gigahertz quad-core processor under here, 1.5 gig of RAM running on Android version 6 or Marshmallow, so it should get pretty good performance, mid-range sort of specifications there, but you're not spending a fortune at £259. It's going to be really good considering the specifications and this price point and the large screen. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS, 4G connectivity. The device is actually only 7.4 millimeters thick. It's actually quite thin and it doesn't feel as large as you think it might do. 145 grams in weight, and you've got a 24-month warranty and 16 gig of internal storage and the micro SD card slot. So you're pretty much covered. So I'm not going to go into too much depth on the OS here because it's Android and you've probably seen that lots of times before. But let me show you a few bits. So you've got LG's kind of skinned interface, which has got a lot better over time. Gone is the app drawer. You can now simply scroll across the screens to get to your different apps. You've got Evernote built in, email client, calendar, contacts, calculator as you'd expect. You've got various tools including an FM radio and voice recorder. Here we've got a shortcut to the DAB radio player. You need headphones connected to actually use this, but trust me, I've used it, it works, the quality is pretty good and it's pretty impressive to get that improved experience. Being Android, you can download all your favorite apps via the Play Store, and you've got access to all your Google services and things like that, Drive, Maps, YouTube, Music and much more. Of course, you don't have to use them. You've got the phone and messaging services, and that can all sync with various cloud services. You've got the rear camera on here. So it was a 13 megapixel camera. It's going to take pretty decent shots. You've got relatively limited control over the settings for the camera, but you've got some controls here in terms of the shooting mode, but not as many as I'd really like to see. But then the big feature isn't really the camera on this handset. If I just pop into the settings here, you can see from the notification shade, we've got the ability to get some key settings here. We can switch on things like sounds, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, much more, change the brightness and the volumes. We can jump further into the settings, and we've got some nice touches in amongst all of this sort of settings, from changing things on the lock screen to switching the notification light on and off. We can actually change the way the home touch buttons work, so we can change the order of these three buttons down the bottom. We can change the font, whether we want it bold, screen timeout and much more. So lots of functionality there, including controlling the shortcut keys on the rear, which is quite nice, and these all add to the experience. But one of the big features is of course the stylus up here. So if I pop this out, you should see a menu pops up and you've got some functionality and things that you can do with it. So you've got the ability to create a memo, you can capture a screenshot, you've got a pop scanner as well, and you've got quick memo, and you can add more additional shortcuts. Now I'm not going to show you all of these because ultimately they all use the stylus to best effect for note taking and things like that, but it's a nice feature to have if you are sort of taking notes regularly, like to write things down. So pop memo is probably going to be one of the most popular things that you can just pop it up here. You can see how I scribbled something before, but just apply a bit of pressure to the screen. I mean, I'm just drawing a squiggly line here, but you can enable the eraser. You can move this actually around. That's another nice feature of the LG devices. You've actually got dual window. So with applicable apps, you can actually have two things running on the screen at once. So if I can have messaging and if I have the gallery open, and those two will run side by side, so you can actually multitask a lot easier on here, and that's a nice feature to actually have on the device. It works in portrait and landscape mode as well. And then another unique feature with the Stylus 2 here is if I pop the stylus back into the handset. Now, we've all been there where you just suddenly need to take a quick note about something. So, stylus is in the phone. The device is in standby mode, but the screen's not on. I just simply pull the stylus out and I can write on screen. In fact, you can see my previous note here where I was playing about. I just write on screen without ever having to turn the device on. I can save the image. I can erase it. I can just power the device off, put the stylus back in. There it is. My note is saved there in the background. Oh, look, I need to take another note. Come back. It's got the same one up there before because I haven't actually cleared it off, and I can carry on doing what I need to do. And it defaults it back to the writing mode, so you can actually create your note and do what you need to do. So there we have it. That's an unboxing and hands-on with the LG Stylus 2, available SIM-free and unlocked from clove.co.uk for £259, including VAT. Thanks for watching.